Our local neighbourhoods are set to be seen in a new light as part of an initiative to help the public better understand Singapore's heritage. Our Curiosity is a programme put together by the National Library Board and will feature light installations, digital stories and even treasure hunts where people can uncover secrets about Singapore's history that have been hiding in plain sight. To tell us more is Gladys Low. She's head of Singapore and Southeast Asia at the NLB. Ms. Low, many of us would have studied Singapore history, at least those of us born after 1971, and we would also have seen aspects of Singapore history in our social studies lessons. What you are offering at the NLB, how will it maybe enhance what we already know? How will it perhaps even in some ways challenge what we already know?
Actually, I think there are a lot waiting to be discovered. So the team has want to showcase the rich collections of the National Library and the National Archives to present them in surprising and interesting ways beyond our brick and mortar spaces. So we have put together Curiosity to allow people to discover the facets and the stories behind places and spaces in Singapore. So we begin with the Basah district, and we know that Basah actually has a rich heritage of Singapore and was big on leisure entertainment, as represented by the numerous cinemas, food joints, and bookstores in the district. So we put together Encore in the City installation, which spotlights selected leisure and entertainment spaces in downtown Singapore with fascinating histories hidden in plain sight. Yep.
So you gave us pretty much a snapshot of what to expect from there. Are you looking at perhaps developing key themes across the entire program?
Yes, for Curiosity, actually the first installation, we have a key theme based on spaces, but this spaces allows us to interrogate the history and heritage of Singapore. So with Curiosity, we actually have planned the website, the installation, as well as the treasure hunt across different districts in Singapore. And they all play on the theme of history, heritage, entertainment, leisure, and the place history.
Well, looking at what is on offer, you are trying to encourage not just looking at something passively, but for example, something like a treasure hunt, there's something proactive about finding something about it and actually engaging actively with these things. Is this a theme? Does this spread through every, for example, every exhibition that you have on offer?
Yes, this will be the theme that we are going to explore. In fact, under the National Library Blueprint 2025, we will expand beyond collecting and also to look at ways to engage deeper with everybody. And this will be done through wide-reaching platforms to work with more experts and partners, as well as to champion information literacy as part of the Singapore Storyteller role, which this Curiosity initiative is about. We plan to make content more accessible in surprising new ways for discovery, inspiration, and creation. And not forgetting, our last is to include everybody under our Lab 25 initiative.
So, I mean, elaborate a little bit more about how you curated the programming, because it cuts across, different platforms, different mediums. We've got digital light installations. There's that, treasure hunt that we are all very excited about. Firstly, how did that present itself in your discussions with your team? And how did you choose that because of the way Singaporeans are now consuming arts and culture?
So for the Encore in the City installation, which is currently showing at the National Library Plaza, we have installed these because we wanted to look at the spaces and places for our districts in interesting ways. So we thought of using leisure and entertainment as the first theme for people to explore. So with the Encore in the City, people can explore the different cinemas that existed at the Bugis and Bugis Basah district in the past. But following which, we will also be having other installations at different parts of the civic district. For example, we will have installation in participation with the Light to Night Festival in the middle of January. We will put on more installation to allow people to kind of get acquainted with the history of Singapore through installations at the Arts House, the Asian Civilization Museum, as well as the Esplanade Park.
Ms. Low, I took a look at your website before we came on air, and I take it there's a brick and mortar display, and there's on the website, I noticed the places that you picked up for further investigation were Kampong Glam, bridges over the Singapore River, as well as Basah. How did you come up with looking at these areas as opposed to so many other areas in Singapore that you might otherwise have wanted to focus on?
Well, these 4 areas were picked up for the initial launch because we have the treasure hunt going around 3 districts, not just Kampong Glam, but it also extends to Punggol as well as Yishun. As for the installation, we are focusing on the downtown district civic area as well as Basah Bugis. But if you have looked at the Curiosity website, we have already put together all the spots, all the neighbourhoods in Singapore, and it's not just on these where the activities will happen. So we also encourage people to look beyond the installation as well as the treasure hunt and explore the different history of the different districts in Singapore through our Curiosity website.
So just very quickly as well, Ms. Low, people often associate the library with, going to a physical building, borrowing books and learning about things that way. And this time you've got different platforms and different mediums in which people are going about learning about history. Do you see this as going to be the normal in future? I mean, you guys have that big picture plan. I believe it's the NLB Archives 2025 plan that is in the works. Is that going to be the way that library content is consumed in the future?
Definitely. In fact, the library has pivoted very quickly to online streaming as well as programming. So we have noticed a lot of more people were able to join our online program compared to if it was physical. So when it comes to the library and archives blueprint, we actually will further champion the 4 key roles that we have in there, including the learning marketplace, informed citizenry, the Singapore storytellers, as well as the equalizer. So we will definitely be examining and installing how we can reach out to the public further, be it through digital means, hybrid, as well as physical installations as such.
Oh, thanks so much for that, Gladys Low. Now, she's head of Singapore and Southeast Asia at the National Library Board.